national anthem sung by Sophia Joel, a Zionsville young lady who did an excellent job tonight. There you see Chuck Pagano on the sideline getting his guys ready to play here this evening. And we look forward to an interesting matchup tonight between the Colts and the Eagles. It's time to find out who's back in action. Presented by Indiana University Health. Scheduled an IU Health same-day primary care appointment at 1-888-IU Health. Well, Darius Butler, coach, is a guy that last week was not on board because of an injury. He is back tonight, and he is important.
He is very important because though we're patched up in the secondary, Darius brings a veteran presence to the one corner. Tay Glover Wright got a lot of work last week, so he got a little bit of a baptism. Tonight he gets to play against the varsity full time, and this is a great opportunity for a lot of these young kids, Don, because they're going to get forced into the action against the top players from the Eagles, and you're going to come out of here tonight with a really good barometer on where you are at that position. We're going to get everybody back. It's just a matter of time. So what we're looking for is guys that can really make the difference in the short term once the season starts.
Yeah, there's so many injuries in the corner spot. Patrick Robinson's out, of course. Vontae Davis, Jalil Brown, Dejon Smith, Tevin Mitchell. I mean, they just don't have anybody out there that is of a veteran presence.
No, they really don't. And that's, of course, where Darius helps. Now, I think that Tay Glover Wright and Frankie Williams have actually played pretty decently. And again, I would imagine that Williams will come in the three-corner defense tonight. We'll have to wait and see on that. But again, great opportunity because we're going to see him against good players.
Right now we have the coin toss taking place at midfield.
It is tails. Philadelphia won the toss. Defer. Philadelphia won the toss, defers to the second half. You want the ball? Which way are you going to kick? Stay where you are. Indianapolis will receive.
All
Good
right.
luck.
That takes care of that. Let's go down to the sideline and our sideline reporter, Lara Overton.
Well, Don, the Colts players not only spending some important time on the practice field this week, some valuable time out in the community as well. After tornadoes struck the community of Kokomo on Wednesday, the players went directly from Thursday's practice up to that Kokomo community to help lift spirits and lend their help to those relief efforts. Colts players not the only ones who are out there greeting those victims. Also, Kokomo High School and Hamilton Heights High School, those teams were scheduled to play on Friday night. That game was canceled because of that disaster. So instead, the players went out to help those recover, help that community clean up after that tornado devastated that community. And we have both of those high schools right here on the field tonight. Those players being recognized for their sportsmanship and for their service, getting a huge round of applause, a standing ovation from the crowd here at Lucas Oil Stadium. So instead of playing that Friday night game, they're going to get to sit and enjoy this contest between the Colts and Eagles. Don, back to you.
Outstanding report, Lara. People affected by severe weather and other disasters need help now. To support those impacted by these disasters like the Indiana tornadoes, text Red Cross to 90999 to give $10 to American Red Cross Disaster Relief.
Well, Don, one thing we're going to have a good look at tonight, I think Joe Wrights is going to sit this one out. So we may see number 62, LaRaven Clark, at right tackle, who's our third-round draft pick, again, giving him an opportunity to play against an exceptional front in Philadelphia.
Quan Bray is the deep man for the Colts. Caleb Sturgis kicking off for Philadelphia. Here comes the boot, and here comes Bray. Quan across the 10, and then across the 20 before he's brought down by Nolan Carroll for Philadelphia. FedEx is proud to deliver the game ball for the Indianapolis Colts. FedEx, solutions that matter. And out of the field comes the Indianapolis offense, led by Andrew Luck. Frank Gore is on the field to start this ball game tonight as well. That's a good sign. 26-yard return for Quan Bray as he continues to solidify his return skills with this Colts franchise. And Andrew under center. Hands it to Gore. Gore dives forward, picks up maybe a couple of yards on the play. It'll be second down and 8 with Nigel Bradham on the stop. It's time for the Toyota starting lineups presented by your Central Indiana Toyota dealers. Toyota, the official vehicle of the Colts. And there you see them. As the one change there in the offense is LaVraven Clark at the right tackle spot, of course, taking Joe Wright's place, who was dinged up a little this week. 2nd down and 8 for Indianapolis. And you see Dwayne Allen in motion there as Gore gets his 2nd carry of the ball game, but again finds little room to run as he picks up a single yard. It'll be 3rd down and about 7. A quick check on the Philadelphia Eagle defensive unit. And that young man there, Fletcher Cox, is a big-time player, Coach.
They have a really good front with Graham, Barwin, Cox, and Benny Logan. They'll be a real test for us tonight. Actually, Frank had room on that first one, just tripped up. That was a good hole on 1st down.
3rd down and 7 for Indianapolis. Out of the gun now for Andrew Luck. Andrew getting pressure, rolls out of the pocket, and gets tripped up from behind. And a really nice play by Connor Barwin, the 8th-year linebacker out of Cincinnati.
Yeah, they got pressure off both sides. Here's Barwin coming off the left side on Costanzo. They absolutely collapsed the pocket. They did a good job, Graham on the left side, of actually coming underneath Clark and forcing Andrew to the outside. And as you said, Barwin finished it up.
Pat McAfee on the punt for Indianapolis. So Indianapolis unable to pick up a 1st down in their first series of this game. Kenyon Barner is being chased back deep, and that ball bounces and goes out of bounds. What a perfect punt that time by McAfee as he drives the ball all the way back to the 20-yard line of Philadelphia with no return. That's as good as it gets right there. Philadelphia will have the football next, and of course their offensive look here. We'll take a look at their offensive group. And there's Sam Bradford as you see him coming onto the field as their starting quarterback. And Coach, I know you like him as just a straight drop back quarterback, but he's a guy that you feel you've got to get pressure on, and if you do, he's not as good.
We had him in St. Louis. He's a tremendous arm talent. He does struggle, Don, with a muddy pocket. If you collapse it or get around him, he tends to stay stationary, so got to have pressure tonight.
Bradford in the quarterbacking position. And some pressure coming quickly as Bradford gets chased down and brought down back behind the 5.
That was an A-gap blitz. They jumped around. Nate Irvin timed it perfectly on this, what we call an A blitz, and comes right through unmolested. Watch the timing here coming through there. Beats the guard. Excellent play. Sack for sack here in the first series.
And they drive them all the way back. They're going to mark it down at the 7-yard line, but that's a huge loss for Philadelphia on their first play from scrimmage.
And that's the aggression you want here.
2nd and 23, Coach, a loss of 13. So Bradford under center. Ryan Matthews in there running back. He tries the middle. He'll pick up 3 or 4. Gets it across the 10-yard line, and the Colts sitting there waiting for him is David Perry, the big man inside. There you see a look at the starting Colt defensive unit. And of course the Tate Glover White getting an opportunity here in the starting corner tonight. He's one of the very few corners that's healthy.
And Frankie Williams has come in as the 3rd corner, so he's going to be out here. Butler's going to go down to his slot position.
So 5 DBs in the ball game. And Darren Sproles is now in the lineup for Philadelphia in the backfield. And Bradford getting chased again. Steps up and makes a nice throw this time, and a really good toss to Chris Gibbons, who is a very talented wide receiver for Philadelphia, for a 1st down.
Yep. Basically, that's too good. Too much time in the pocket. We got inside, but nobody outside. Soft coverage on the edge, and Gibbons has a lot of speed. He'll push it. Can't let him get off on 3rd and that long.
Tate Glover White made the stop, but it's a 1st down for Philly at the 32-yard line. And Ryan Matthews back in the ball game now for the Eagles. Standing with Bradford in the gun. And Bradford wants to go over the middle and throws this one into the hands. Darius Butler comes up with it. Darius Butler with the interception, and the Colts have the football.
Great play, man-to-man coverage. Excellent job by Butler sticking in the hip pocket of the slot. You'll see Butler as the slot corner. They run a double dig on him, inside pattern. Tip ball.
Yeah, just a
Butler's
little bit.
right in the right spot.
Nelson Aguilar was the intended receiver, but that ball was thrown a little bit behind him,
A little bit
Coach.
behind him. Aguilar should have it. They do struggle at wide receiver. That's the one area that they're going to struggle in a little bit.
So the Colts have the football now. Into the ball game comes Andrew Luck. 3 wideouts. And here's the snap, and Andrew looking downfield and going deep, and he makes a great catch out there. Dante Moncrief with a terrific grab inside the 10-yard line. Coach, I was looking that time. It was an empty backfield with Andrew Luck, and Frank Gore was off as a wide receiver.
Yeah, but they did a good job of protection, and that's just as good a throw as you're going to see any Sunday in the National Football League. Just a straight go route, a seam route to Moncrief. Absolute perfect accuracy, right up there where he could get it.
And a terrific catch by Moncrief. So the Colts have 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Frank Gore is the running back.
First trip in the red zone, Don.
And Frank Gore gets the call. Trying to find running room and keeps fighting his way inside the 5-yard line before he goes down. He got hit in the backfield a couple of times, but continued to keep those legs pumping, and finally Michael Kendrick's able to take him down.
This is a short power. He's coming behind the pole. There looks like there's daylight there, but Costanzo gets stuffed a little bit in the hole. Got to get more movement. Our pulls have to be cleaner into the second level.
It'll be 2nd and goal now at the 4. Dorsett, top of your screen. And T.Y. and Moncrief low, and they hand it off to Frank again, and this time there is nothing. No gain of the play. It'll be 3rd down and goal at the 4. Coach, this is where Indianapolis stalled last week. It was primarily in the first drive because of penalties.
Absolutely, and this is where, again, 7 versus 3 is everything in a league where 80% of the games are won by 7 or less points. So let's get it in here. 3 wide receivers.
Moncrief to the top of your screen. This time it's T.Y. and Dorsett to the bottom. Gore alongside. Andrew in the backfield in the gun. Andrew, little dump pass knocked down by Philadelphia. Intended for Gore. Nolan Carroll got the hand on it to bat it down, and so the Colts are going to settle for a field goal once again.
Well, and you know what they're doing, what Philadelphia's doing is they're trying to collapse the pocket. They're not racing upfield with their ends. They're pushing it down and making Andrew step up into traffic. Good coverage that time. They won the game. You lost that series on 2nd down with that wedge play. You got nothing out of it, and you got 3 wide receivers in there, and I think you got to use them.
This should be a 22-yard field goal try by Vinatieri. And it is up and it is through, and the Colts draw first blood. So Indianapolis gets the first points of this ball game. Not as many as they would have liked, however. And we'll be back with the kickoff coming up in a moment. Philadelphia on a Adam Vinatieri 22-yard field goal. Andrew Luck obviously had a pretty good drive going there, Coach, and the big play of that drive was the throw to Dante Moncrief.
Yeah, here it is right here. Single high safety, man-to-man underneath. You want to be able to run it right down to the seam where it's out of his range, and you're going to see it here firsthand. Good release, right down the numbers. Great throw and catch.
So the Colts put 3 on the scoreboard, and we'll see if they can keep Philadelphia in check once again with the defense. Josh Huff back deep to receive this one. Huff able to carry it out across the 20 and to the 30-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. Really nice run back by Huff as he was brought down out there by, it looked like one of the special teamers for the Colts. But nevertheless, we'll be back with Philadelphia's football. We're part of your team. Meijer has everything you need for Colts tailgating, including Indianapolis favorites like Team Apparel and Lucky Horseshoes. Meijer, your home store advantage.
You know, Don, it was interesting there. The only time we generated pressure was on the blitz, and that may be the way we have to go for a while. You know, even on the interception, Sam had way too much time.
Darren Sproles in the backfield with Sam Bradford. Sproles has been a big thorn in Indianapolis' side in many games over the years. Not just here with Philadelphia, but with San Diego as well. And here's Bradford going to him right away. And he heads to the sideline. He's shoved out of there by Eric Walden. But a nice gain for Philadelphia.
He may be the best open space back in the league even today. He's what I refer to as an Ambien player. He will keep you up nights. You as a defensive coordinator, you will need sleeping pills on Tuesday night. There's nobody better really out of the backfield.
2nd down and 2. Sproles stays in the ball game. Gets over to the far side as a wide receiver.
Don't like that matchup.
Bradford in an empty backfield. Throws it over the middle, and the catch is made. Another grab made by Josh Huff. And Huff making things happen with his feet as he carries it all the way down to the Colts' almost 20-yard line. They're going to put him at the 22 where the ball was down. But nevertheless, Mike Adams makes the touchdown-saving tackle.
Yeah, this is a chance here. You got to make this play. That's a missed tackle. You may gain 5, but you got to make that play.
So Philadelphia very quickly, 1st down at the Colts 22-yard line on a 38-yard pass and run. And now a little dump pass out here to the big tight end. And that looked like Zach Ertz. And Ertz able to carry it for just a yard or so. Not much of a gain on the play as DeQuell Jackson came up nicely from his linebacking post to make the stop.
The Eagles are what I call a crease to crease. They do most of their action inside the numbers, utilizing Sproles, utilizing their slot, and then either Selleck or Ertz, whatever tight ends in the game. You really have to defend that inside portion of the field. They're very good in there.
Sproles stays in the ball game as the running back alongside Bradford in the backfield. Now Sproles in motion to the far side. And Bradford goes deep to the end zone. This time overthrows his man.
What they're doing is by flanking Sproles outside, they're forcing the Colts to show their coverage. So right off the bat, they know they have one-on-one on Wright. Now Wright did a really good job there, did a really good job on Green Beckham on that corner route. They're going to get Sproles on that backer in a real key situation pretty soon.
3rd down and 7 for Philadelphia.
McNary's in there now to try to defend him.
Sproles in the backfield. Bradford awaits the snap. Double pumps, hits the tight end, and he goes down inside the 15-yard line, but not a 1st down. It does not appear. TJ Green makes the stop on the play.
And that's the way to firm up. That's excellent. You know, again, I've always said that even if your secondary is a little bit shaky, once that ball gets inside the 25, it's almost an advantage to you. Good job there by the Colts. Good coverage by Glover Wright on the 2nd down. Excellent play by Green on the 3rd down. 4th and 3.
Caleb Sturgis is the man who will kick the field goal here. This will be a 32-yarder. And it's on its way, and it's through the uprights to tie this ball game. So Philadelphia comes right back, and they are able to tie this contest. As you see the coaches on the sidelines and the 2 ball clubs getting ready for a kickoff once again. When the Colts score, the kids win. Speedway will donate $1,000 to Riley's Children's Foundation for every Colts touchdown pass this season. Speedway, the official convenience store of the Colts. And we had a penalty on that last play.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Indianapolis coaches on the field between downs. 15-yard penalty. Philadelphia will be kicking from the 50-yard line.
And that will not make Chuck Pagano very happy, although he's got kind of a little smile on his face there, but it's probably from something that he said to the official.
I used to think I could go to the numbers, to be honest with you. I got warned about 1,000 times. I think they just gave up on me.
Well, Caleb Sturgis in the ball game to kick off. Quan Bray will be in the end zone to receive. This kick will come from the 50, and this will be a pooch-style kick. And Bray lets it head into the end zone, catches it, and puts the knee down, so we'll come out to the 25 for the touchback. Let's go down to Lara Overton quickly for a Toyota sideline report.
Well, Don, unfortunately, after making that big play on defense, Darius Butler shortly after that suffered an ankle injury. He will not return in this contest, so bad news for already an injury-plagued Colts defense.
No question, that corner position has just been absolutely, they look like the Revolutionary War out there as far as being bandaged up and not being able to go.
Bus full of rookies tonight.
Wow. 1st and 10 for Indianapolis. Andrew Luck has the offense back onto the field. And Robert Turbin, my apology, has come back into the ball game for Indianapolis. And fake handoff, and then Andrew gets pressure, and he'll go down.
Well, Costanzo is really struggling. He's got to pick it up. Graham beat him off the edge. Watch this. Watch his effort off the edge. I mean, he's just not firm, and he comes around the point. Nobody open, and they've got good edge rushers. Graham, Curry, Barwin. But this is what you're going to see. This is what you're going to see in Detroit. This is what you're going to see in Denver the week 2. So this has got to shore up quickly. 2 sacks in 3 series.
So the ball now at the 27. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Dorsett, Moncrief both split to the far side of the field. Robert Turbin, the running back, with Luck in the backfield in the gun. Quick sideline toss out here to Moncrief, turns it upfield, able to get it to the 30 before he's rushed out of bounds by Leotis McKelvin. So a short gain will bring up 3rd down at about 5.
McKelvin's a part of their rebuilt secondary. McKelvin and Brooks at the nickel. Nolan Carroll out here. Jimmy Schwartz is trying to turn that around. Now this is a very makeable. These are the winning plays in the course of a game. These 3rd and 4s are very important for you to make. These are very makeable things. This is where you run your slot pivots.
And Luck awaits the snap on 3rd down. Sends Hilton to the other side of the field. Blitz. Here it comes. Andrew gets rid of it. T.Y. makes the catch. Across the 40-yard line. Easy 1st down. And to the 42 where Leotis McKelvin once again able to rush out T.Y. Hilton. But a really nice throw and catch.
Nice throw and catch, and that's the advantage. That's what we call a 2 option. The number 2 receiver down, reads the coverage, man-to-man, breaks it on the outcut. They ran him across in motion to check the coverage. They saw man-to-man. Excellent throw.
11 yards on the play. 1st down for the Colts. Now at the 42-yard line of Indianapolis. Luck with Turbin alongside. 3 wides in the game. And Andrew being chased down again in the backfield.
That's Bo Allen, the nose tackle. You know, he came right over the right side. I think he came over Kelly that time. This is an excellent front right here. Yeah, they're pulling. There's Kelly. Kelly just gets powered. He's got a lesson tonight. This offensive line has got to firm up. They're in the big leagues tonight.
Well, this defense, Coach, took some hits last year, but they are back with a vengeance, it appears.
They really are. Jim Schwartz has turned this thing. They've played really good this summer. We'll talk about that, Don, in a minute.
2nd and long now for Luck and the Colts. Andrew tried to go over the middle of the T.Y. That was thrown behind him. No chance. It almost looked like somebody did not run the right route.
They were hesitant. You know, you mentioned that Philadelphia defense. Here, we're watching. I thought somebody got their hand on it. No, just nobody there. And they're getting push up the middle. They're getting push. He's not sitting in there just like he did last week.
So now it's 3rd down and long. 3rd and 18. And this little dump pass comes to Turbin, who turns it upfield, gets it to the 40-yard line. That's where he'll go down, but it's nowhere near enough for a 1st down, and the Colts will be forced to punt it away as Connor Barwin came in and made the stop for Philadelphia. 6-yard gain of the play, but not nearly enough, and Pat McAfee is on to punt it away.
This is a little screen. When it's 3rd and 1,000,000, that's not a bad little call. Don't screw it up. Philadelphia suffered last year. They were 30th on defense, but their offense was last in time of possession with 25 minutes. I think you're going to see a vastly improved Eagle defense this year.
Kenyon Barner is back deep as Pat McAfee punts the ball. Gets it away. A flag comes down. And they let it bounce, and it's going to head to the end zone. But there is a penalty flag down
on the Colts. They had pressure off of our right side.
These are the kinds of things that Chuck Pagano has been concerned about.
45, 10-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
And it's on the long snapper, Matt Overton.
That's amazing, but we've had critical penalties on special teams. Last week it was covering the center. I don't know what Matt could possibly have done unless he moved the ball. And then we had a punt block. So, this is an area that has really got to be shored up. I mean, you can't, this is an area that's got to be very strong for us because we have great skilled people, kickers and return guys. We can't afford this kind of garbage.
So the ball moved all the way back to the 30-yard line, and it'll be another opportunity for McAfee. Eagles jumped off sides but got back. And McAfee gets off the punt, gets off the side of his foot. It bounces down inside the 40-yard line of Philadelphia, but nowhere near what Pat McAfee is capable of doing. You can see his frustration there as the Colts struggle on offense. And now they will have Philadelphia in good field position to start their next drive when we come back. Coach Chuck Pagano talking with an official there. You see the score. The Colts and Eagles are tied at 3-all. 2:09 left in the quarter. And it's now time for the Forum Credit Union question of the game. And that question is, which Colt has the most interceptions since 2014? We'll have the answer for you here in a play or two. Ryan Matthews is back in a running back now as Sam Bradford at quarterback for Philadelphia hands it to Matthews. He tries the right side and finds good running room there as he picks up 9 yards as Eric Walden comes up and makes the stop on the play.
Ran the counter play, got tremendous movement, and Matthews ripped it through there. Watch the right side. This is a read back play, excellent block. Basically right now, Philadelphia front is having their way both sides of the ball.
2nd down and 1 for the Eagles at the 46. Bradford in the gun. Matthews alongside. Hands it to Matthews again. Cuts outside this time. Another big run. Turns it upfield. Gets it across the 40-yard line before he's knocked down. And DeQuell Jackson, the linebacker, has to come over and make that stop. Another big gain for Philadelphia.
Yeah, and again, we lost the edge on our right side. All of a sudden, everybody gets sucked in. No force to the edge. Big play.
16 yards and a first down at the Colts 38-yard line. Very quickly, Philadelphia penetrating Colts territory once again. Kenyon Barner now in the ball game. Alongside Bradford. And Barner gets the call. And he turns it outside. A flag comes down as he goes out of bounds on the far sideline. Right around the 32. And we'll see what that flag is all about.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Offense number 67. 10-yard penalty. Defense. Correction. Defense number 67. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Yeah, it's Sterling Bailey for the Colts that's the guilty party, and that costs Indianapolis. Had the official a little confused.
So far, our improvement areas and our keys were just missing. We missed the score in the red zone, and now we're shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties. You can't do it. Those post-snap penalties, they just kill you.
And the ball's at the 18-yard line or just inside the 18, where it's 1st and 10. Barner back in the game and running back along with Bradford. Bradford this time wants to throw the football, does so, gets it out here to Ertz, the tight end, and he goes down inside the 15-yard line for about a 5-yard gain.
Got him right where we want him in close quarters here tonight.
Mike Adams made the stop on that play. Now the Colts need to get something going here. The momentum has shifted completely to Philadelphia.
And the sad thing is up front tonight. They have dominated this first quarter, even though the score is tied.
And the clock will run down and end the first quarter of play here in Lucas Oil Stadium. But The crowd pretty quiet right now as the Eagles are having their way with Indianapolis despite the score staying at 3-all at this point. But Philadelphia threatening. We'll have the next play of this ball game when we return. There you see the score, Colts 3, Philadelphia 3, but the Eagles threatening to score as the football's at the 13-yard line of Indianapolis.
Yeah, and the biggest disappointment right now is the play of our front people both ways. We know we have issues in the secondary, but we've got to get this going.
Second down, 6, ball at the 13-yard line. Barner is the running back. Bradford under center this time. And he gets the call, but Indianapolis is there waiting for him, and this time it's Eric Walden once again. Nice stop there. Well, let's go back to the Forum Credit Union question of the game, and that was which Colt has the most interceptions since 2014? The answer is Mike Adams, and he has 10 of those. Forum Credit Union helping members live their financial dreams. Ball at the 14-yard line, loss of a yard on the last play. Third down now for Philadelphia. Colts defense trying to stiffen here in the red zone. Barner is the running back alongside Bradford, and here comes a flag down before the play is snapped. And we may see one of the Colts.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 57, 5-yard penalty, third down.
Josh McNary, the linebacker, with a neutral zone infraction.
That was pre-snap, pre-snap. Now you've created 3rd and 2.
Well, the Colts continue to shoot themselves in the foot here, Coach. And it's something that Chuck Pagano talked about last week going into the ball game, and it didn't get taken care of, and he talked about it again tonight. And again, the Colts are struggling in this area. Here's an end-around play, and Josh Huff takes it to the end zone.
That was way too easy, that entire drive. Penalties, blocked, no edge. I think we need a defensive meeting over here on the side. I think we need, is there a woodshed to take these guys to? Because that's what they need right now.
Josh Huff this time just takes it in the end zone, essentially untouched.
College speed play, just a college speed play came around there. And, you know, we're losing the edge. There is no edge, so.
Cody Parkey comes into the ball game. Spent a little time with the Colts before he went to Philadelphia. Third-year player out of Auburn. And Parkey knocks it through for the extra point. And now we have a 10-0 score, 10-3 score on the board with the Indianapolis Colts trailing Philadelphia, and in the Josh Huff touchdown giving the Eagles the big edge. Well, the Colts win, you win. Get 50% off your regular menu price online order the day after the Colts come up with a victory. Log on to papajohns.com and enter promo code COLTS50. Quan Bray is back deep for Indianapolis as you see Cody Parkey getting the kickoff duties here for Philadelphia. Saw Caleb Sturgis earlier in the ball game, fourth-year kicker out of Florida. Now it's Parkey getting the work, and this kick into the end zone sends Bray over for it, who retrieves it, puts the knee down, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line on the touchback. Well, time now for the Citizens Energy scoring recap, and there you see Josh Huff. A big smile on his face after running that ball into the end zone on a jet sweep. A 10-play, 79-yard drive for Philadelphia, and the Eagles got it way too easily, Coach.
Yeah, and the Colts have to answer here, and they have to answer physically. They're getting really handled up front. Costanzo already has given up 2 sacks. This thing's got to turn around right now. They got to get after him a little bit.
And Robert Turbin is the running back, along with Andrew Luck in the backfield. Actually, that's Ferguson in there. And T.Y. Hilton makes the catch on the sideline as Andrew flings it out to him, and it's very close, or it is a first down.
And that's a really good stretch right here. We're coming out in motion right here. The box is loaded, so it's one-on-one out here for Hilton. and it's really like picking cherries. See, they're loading the box on first down. It's hard to run. You have got to establish an outside passing game tonight. You got to work on these corners with your wideouts.
They did on the first play of this drive, and it's 1st and 10 with an 11-yard pickup. Ferguson in the backfield, Luck under center. Handoff to Josh Ferguson.
Loaded box. I mean, there's one more than we have there.
Jordan Hicks comes up with a stop on the play.
See, if you look at that loaded box, there's no place to go.
And so Indianapolis finds itself with a 2nd down and 9. Gain of 1. Ferguson has rarely had much room to run.
No.
Every opportunity he's had so far this preseason. He's got some tools, but he hasn't been able to use them. Not with the blocking that's been in front of him thus far. Andrew under center. And he throws it out here in the flat. This ball's caught. And a nice catch made by Eric Swope, the tight end, as Malcolm Jenkins comes up to make the stop. It's very close to a 1st down.
Very close. Good job getting it out there. Swope has delivered every chance he's had to catch the ball. Again, work the ball to the outside the numbers on this team.
And it is a 1st down for Indianapolis, so they mark it at the 46-yard line. Swope has had an impressive preseason thus far, Coach.
Yes, he has.
To find that 3rd spot on the tight end roll. Now it's 1st and 10. And Wayne Allen in motion. And a quick throw in the middle, and T.Y. makes a terrific catch and a great throw by Luck as they pick up a big 1st down inside Eagle territory as Mark Anthony makes the tackle.
Good. He got him on Carroll. See, the Achilles heel of the Eagles with all that 8-man front is their corners. Their corners are play hard, but they're not great, and that's why you have to keep attacking them and don't let up. You run that ball inside now, that's a shark tank in there.
16 yards on that pass play, and a 1st down at the 38 of the Eagles. Hilton and Moncrief, the wide receivers, top and bottom of your screen. And a 2 running back formation now. Here's the handoff to Ferguson, and Josh Ferguson tries to find some running room up the middle, and he'll pick up a couple yards as Vince Curry comes up to make the tackle for Philadelphia.
They've made some changes up there, but still, Curry is still a very outstanding kid on the edge. And then Smith is a guy they drafted really high. So they're still pretty good on the edge. Again, a lot of one-on-one coverage, Don, on the outside.
That time they used Eric Swope as the fullback.
Yes.
And so now it's 2nd down and 8. Ferguson splits out to the left this time with Luck in an empty backfield.
Cover 2.
Andrew, quick pass. Ferguson makes the catch. That's one thing he's got. Really good hands, Coach.
He really does. Excellent. What happened right there is as the Colts went to spread, this time Philadelphia checked to cover 2. So you got to stay patient. You got to throw the ball underneath that. You're not going to push it deep. Good job by Andrew. Good job by Ferguson. And you're right, Don. Ferguson, as long as he can protect, that's going to be the key to Ferguson protecting. He can catch the ball. He can make people miss.
7-yard gain, 3rd down and 1. The ball at the 29 of Philadelphia. Luck under center. Ferguson, the running back. T.Y. now comes into a tailback position. The handoff goes to Ferguson, and Ferguson tries to find the 1st down yardage. It's going to be close.
That was really disjointed. That's the play they ran to Turbin the first 2 weeks. And that's, slipping him really kind of at the fullback position.
And it's 4th down and inches. And Luck takes the snap. Quick throw, incomplete. And he got hit just as he started to release the football by Jordan Hicks. Andrew Luck. There's a flag down, however. Let's wait and see what that's about.
I mean, for the middle linebacker to be there that quick on a 3-step, it almost has to be a penalty, nope.
Well, we're going to find out. The offense is coming off the field.
There's no foul for unsportsmanlike conduct. 1st down, Philadelphia. Timeout.
That is utterly amazing that Hicks could be there that quick on a 3-step.
So it is Eagles football as the Indianapolis Colts unable to move the football here for a yard in the last 2 plays of this series. And that means Philadelphia takes over the football. It is 10-3 Philadelphia here early in the second quarter. There you see the score, 10-3. Indianapolis trailing Philadelphia, and we're early in the second quarter, Coach. That last play, George Hicks got in there so
here's
fast.
Hicks right here in the A gap. You have to turn the protection down hard, turn hard. Very soft there. You cannot let on a 3-step. You have to secure the A gaps.
Here we go, back to action now, Philadelphia, as Bradford throws the ball over the middle. Trey Burton, a tight end, third-year player out of Florida, makes the reception. And on the stop is Edwin Jackson, one of the young linebackers for this Colts ball club. The pickup is good for about 6 yards. I think it's 7, and it'll be 2nd and 3. Philadelphia has had it most of their way since the very early portion of this ball game. The Colts initially got going, but failed to score in the red zone when they were set up with an interception. And a nice play from Luck to Moncrief, but then they couldn't get it in the end zone. Had to settle for a field goal. There's a little dump pass over the middle. Nice job this time by Indianapolis as T.J. Green, the safety, came up and made a nice stop on the big tight end.
They have us on our heels on first down. That's, you know, and then you could throw a little stick route that. Even if you make a good play, you're only looking for a 4-yard gain. We got to get them. We got to get them stopped on first down.
And it is 1st and 10 for Philadelphia after a pickup before. Ball at the 40. Here's Bradford handing it off. Barnier is the running back, and he goes down after getting it to the 44-yard line. Rushed out of bounds there by Mike Adams.
You know, this is a kind of a replay of Buffalo. We had an inside blitz there with Irvin coming, but again, we lose the edge. Walden, who's normally reliable, has lost it twice tonight. He lost it on the touchdown, and he just lost it right there. He's guessing out there. I don't know. We look frustrated. We look like we're trying to make plays rather than just doing our job, Don.
2nd down and 7. 3-yard pickup on that play. Barner is the running back. And they handed in another jet sweep type play, this time Huff. And he is tripped up, and the Colts were ready for this one.
And Cole did exactly what we're saying. He did his job there. He didn't chase rainbows. He held on that reverse and sat there and did hold the edge. There it is, right there. He did get sucked away.
And Trent Cole, nice job by him.
Let's pressure here. Let's get a little pressure on this guy.
Now the ball's at the 44. It's 3rd down and 6. Bradford goes to the gun. Kenyon Barner is the running back alongside. Colts threatening blitz. Here comes a little pressure, but Bradford able to step up in the pocket and throw a strike to Josh Huff.
They faked it and they came out, and there's just no rush. And obviously that secondary is hurting, but if you don't get any pressure, it doesn't make any difference.
Tay Glover Wright is the man who makes the stop. We'll see it again.
Okay. All right, right in here. Go on ahead, run the play. Run the play. It's just too much time. Those are runaway routes, and if you're not going to get some pressure.
So now it's 1st and 10 for Philadelphia at the Colts 34-yard line. Bradford, quick dump pass, comes out in the flat. He goes to Dorial Green-Beckham. Was brought down, but not before he picks up another 1st down as Mike Adams makes the stop. But the Eagles are rolling here.
Yeah, they got isolated back in there, one-on-one. There's Green now. He's in there. He's willing, but he's got a more impact on the tackle at safety.
That was an 11-yard pickup. The ball at the 23-yard line of the Indianapolis Colts. And back to work goes Bradford, handing it off this time to Barner.
There you go.
Barner, and he is pulled down by Green, and there's a flag on the play. T.J. Green, I'm hard pressed to see how that could be a late hit. We're going to find out.
He makes the contact inbounds. He really does. He makes
There's no foul for unnecessary roughness. Hit started inbounds.
Yeah.
Second down.
Yeah.
So that's what we saw.
Yeah,
That's what the officials decide.
real good contact. This is exactly what we want to see out of this kid. Look at the difference in that hit and the play before.
Right.
So, you know, he's just learning.
So it'll be second down and 5. Marner stays in there with Bradford in the backfield. Back to Green Beckham is the split receiver wide to the top of your screen. Got a tight end in a H-back position to the left. And Bradford again has time, and he goes to that tight end, Trey Burton. And TJ Green brings it down, and the flag comes down once again. So we'll see what the penalty is all about. See a frustrated Green.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 32, leading with the crown of the helmet into the runner. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Got to keep your poise. You're exactly right, Don. It's all frustration right here.
Yep.
The disappointing thing tonight is they're really getting beat inside where they have, you know, veterans at linebacker and in the front. It's not really the corners that are getting killed.
So right now it's first and goal.
Confused now.
Ball just inside the 5-yard line. Bradford and the fade and the touchdown.
No chance there.
Dorial Green Beckham is the man who makes the catch. Like Mike Adams was the defender on the play, but it was too quick.
Actually, I think
Glover Wright.
Yeah, Glover Wright. He's out there, and the problem that he has is he's a small corner. One thing Green Beckham has is tremendous size. He was one of the great basketball recruits in the state of Missouri, and he's getting a second chance here, and they want him to do big things, but that's just a total mismatch. But all the way down the field, what you don't see is any pressure whatsoever. And I said that in the lead up, Don. If you don't get pressure on Bradford, he's going to cut you up.
And there you see the extra point, knocked in by Caleb Sturgis, and the Colts find themselves trailing 17-3. Well, there you see a picture of Dorial Green Beckham, number 18, with the touchdown reception, and of course, time for the Citizens Energy scoring recap. You see it there as Philadelphia has taken a 17-3 advantage over Indianapolis after that 9-play 71-yard drive. And Caleb Sturgis on to kick the football for Philadelphia. Quan Bray back deep to receive. It has been, with the exception of a couple of early positives for Indianapolis, it's been all Philadelphia since. And again, the ball touched down with the knee by Quan Bray. It'll come out to the 25 of the touchback. And Andrew Luck, who's been under pressure all night long, will be back on with the offense to try to get something going here. 17-3, Philadelphia leading Indianapolis, and one of the reasons Indianapolis has been unproductive offensively tonight, Coach, they have had a lot of pressure on Andrew Luck.
Well, there's no question about it. You see Barwin off the edge. He has been harassed all night. I mean, you know, the bottom line, you can't sugarcoat this. Basically, they have been dominated on both sides of the ball. Inside, outside, Luck is taking a beating again. The only good news is you got 15 days to fix it before Detroit.
Right now, Indianapolis has a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Josh Ferguson in the backfield. He gets the handoff from Andrew Luck. There is no place to go. He'll pick up 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as Philadelphia's Vince Curry makes the stop.
Yeah, now they got Cox back in. They've got 6 or 7 guys that can really play in there. Like I said earlier, I look for this defense to be vastly improved under Jimmy Schwartz, and because of the time of possession that they're not going to lose so much.
They've done really well in both their previous preseason games, Coach, as far as defensive play is concerned. They had a shutout the other day against Pittsburgh. And here's a little dump pass again that's incomplete. And again, Andrew Luck had all kinds of pressure there.
Well, they were going to try to throw a little screen to Ferguson. but they came so fast that he couldn't even get a screen off. They're coming off that edge. They're blitzing. As soon as they see Ferguson in the game, they're coming with the house. I said that on Wednesday. When he's in the game on a passing down, it's like waving a red flag to the defensive coordinator.
You said that they shut out Pittsburgh last week 17-0. They beat Tampa Bay 17-9 in the first ball game.
4 picks in the first half last week.
And this score right now is 17-3 Philadelphia. And the offense is going tonight. 3rd down and 8.
Look out. Oh.
Flag down.
That's Cox. That's why they pay him that money.
Holding, defense number 43. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Oh man, that flag is our best play right now.
It comes. There's no question. It's key. There's no doubt about that.
That's a man, Fletcher Cox, right there.
And
old good Kelly are getting they're getting an indoctrination tonight into the big time.
Ron Brooks was the man who got called for that penalty. So Andrew now under center. First down. Ball at the 32. Luck throws it out to Dante Moncrief, who makes the catch at the 41-yard line. And the Colts get a good play out of there as Nolan Carroll makes the stop. And again, one of the reasons they're making plays like that is because it's such a quick
rhythm pass. And that's basically the way they've got to live right now. I still would come back to a screen. I think you can still throw the screen, but you're going to have to throw quick rhythm, and you're going to have to work outside on those corners. Pretty soon you're going to have to take a shot deep also. I mean, we've got nothing but speed out there.
2nd and 1. Pitch back to Ferguson. Turns the corner. Got the first down, but a flag comes down. Got a shaken Philadelphia player out there, it looks like. Getting up very slowly
Holding,
is Nigel Bradham.
Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
And Anthony Costanzo is the man regarded as the guy who got the flag.
Yeah, the guy came under him. He came out of there high on that pull, and that's what those defenders are taught to do, is cut your legs right out for money. Costanzo's having a very, very tough night tonight.
There's a shot at Joe Philbin, the offensive line coach for Indianapolis. You know he's not a very happy camper right now.
I've been that guy. It's a nightmare right now. He wants to get to that blackboard at the half.
2nd down and 11. Ball back at the 31. Ferguson leaves the backfield empty as he splits to the right side. And Andrew Luck looks for Moncrief, who makes the catch once again. Dante Gianni on the spot for about a 5-yard pickup as C.J. Smith forces him out.
When you see this play, when they spread out, they end up isolating Moncrief inside one-on-one, and he runs the option. Take the back, take the linebacker out. They know it's man-to-man coverage, and they've got him isolated on a safety.
So you've got 3rd down and 6, 3rd and 5 actually, after a gain of 6. And Luck in the gun. Everybody coming. All finally the flags come. The pass complete to Dorsett. And he's picked up a first down if everything holds true. C.J. Smith came in there and made the stop on the play, but we'll see what the flag's all about. There was a lot of play in the neutral zone.
A lot of play.
Offside defense. Penalties decline. First down.
They were bringing everything and the Liberty Bell on that one. He got it out of there. They're really substituting. They're running guys in, keeping them fresh on defense.
So the ball is at the 43.
Bringing that safety right up there in that safety blitz, but thank God, get her out.
Colts did not take the penalty because they were able to come up with a first down. And we have a timeout on the field as Indianapolis trails Philadelphia 17-3, trying to keep a drive alive right here in the 2nd period. in front of the windows that open the stadium to the Indianapolis skyline. Proud sponsor of the Indianapolis Colts. Well, the Colts have a 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Their own 43. 2 minutes left in the half. Trying to get something on the scoreboard one more time before the half comes to a close, and Josh Ferguson tries to make it happen. Nice job there.
Good job.
Pass out there to Josh Ferguson, who makes a beautiful run after he catches the ball.
And we talk about it. Screen and quick rhythm against this team right now. Screen is your best friend right here. Coming out of there, you're going to see him slide across right underneath against this rush. Watch him get it out of there. Excellent play. This is the first time we've actually got him in a little bit of space. And you see that acceleration right there.
16 yards on the play and a 1st down for Indianapolis to the 41 of Philadelphia. Luck under center. And throw is tipped away. Dorsett was the intended receiver, it looked like. Malcolm Jenkins got a hand on it. See it one more time here.
Yep. Allen's having a hard time. They're having a hard time on protection. One thing I know is we've got Dorsett one-on-one out here. That safety's in the middle of the field. There's no help to 37. I'd like to see him just take off here.
2nd and 10.
Blitz probably coming.
Now we got a man moving. They're going to call a procedure against the Colts.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
The young players then so good there. The guilty party on the penalty. So a bit costly there. A 5-yarder that's walked back to the 46, and now it becomes 2nd down and 14.
Yeah. He's right here at the right guard there. You really got to keep the pressure. You don't want that. You want to go tempo against these guys.
Andrew out of the gun. Robert Turbin in the backfield with him. And a quick throw to Dante Moncrief, who makes the catch just inside the 40-yard line as C.J. Smith makes the stop on the coverage. So they get back the penalty and a couple of yards to boot. Take a second look at it here.
They're really doing a good job of forcing Clark right back into Luck. They're driving him right back in. There's a guy in his lap every down.
3rd down. And again, Andrew under pressure, and he goes down. And this time the stop is made by Benny Logan, 4th-year player out of LSU. And again, Luck just
good coverage downfield. They stuffed us, and here they come up front there. I mean, they're all over the place. But it starts. They locked us up. Our receivers could not get off the press, and you're not going to have time on this outfit.
Kenyon Barner is back deep to receive the punt on 4th down. So the Colts can't get it going well enough to get something on the board before the half comes to a close. At least with 40 seconds and counting, not yet. Now Pat McAfee calls a timeout. So that was just to get as much clock removed as possible. We're down to 34 seconds left in this 1st half. See McAfee come to the sideline. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to football, we're part of your team. Meijer has everything you need for Colts tailgating, including Indianapolis favorites like team apparel and lucky horseshoes. Meijer, your home store advantage. Now McAfee back on the field. Again, Barner is the deep man for Philadelphia. The Eagles lead it 17-3. And we're inside 40 seconds to go here in the 1st half. As the rugby-style kick out of bounds on the far sideline. And we'll see where they spot it. They're going to spot it right around the 19, make it the 16. The official moved all the way from the 20 back to the 16. Let's go down to the sideline, the Toyota sideline report, and Lara Overton.
Well, Don, as we get back to football, it's also back to school for a lot of kids around central Indiana. And again, the Colts have partnered with Cargo Services for the Brooks for Youth program, and they fill these backpacks with 25 books and then get them into the hands of foster children all across the state. So a great initiative for the Colts and the Colts fans to all be a part of, as a lot of those kids get back to the classroom this fall. And I can tell you, it is really heavy, so I'm going to go put it down now, Don.
All right, Lara. If you'd like to help us provide books to a child in need, please visit Colts.com/books for youth. Well, Coach, we have 26 seconds to go here in the first half. It has been all Philadelphia tonight, except for the initial part of this ball game.
Yeah, they've taken no prisoners, really. And, they beat us at almost every position. They've covered us. They've dominated us up front. And that's very, very disappointing. This is a very flat performance tonight by the Colts, in an important game. And, if nothing else, let's just hope that this is a major wake-up call for this football team, because, it's not for real for 15 days. So, take it as a wake-up call, take it as a baseline, and do something about it. Get mad about it.
Well, it proves that when you face a top-notch defense, or one that can really put the pressure on you, and let's face it, Buffalo did the same thing too.
Exactly, Don.
So you're looking at two football teams that have really kind of dominated Indianapolis's offense. So now, granted, Andrew Luck didn't play in that first ball game, but in the second one, he did look terrific in his performance out there. But tonight, not the same.
And this has been the Eagles starter. So you're looking at varsity football tonight. So we have a long way to go right now. It was a very undisciplined team, flat team. And they just have been dominated, period.
Well, people affected by severe weather and other disasters need help now. To support those impacted by disasters like the Indiana tornadoes, text Red Cross to 90999 to give $10 to American Red Cross Disaster Relief. And we have Wendell Smallwood in the ball game, getting that handoff from Sam Bradford. And he is taken down out there by Mike Adams on the play. Short gain. And the clock, of course, running down now, and that may be the last play of this first half. See the play one more time. Mike Adams coming up that time to help on run defense, and
that
nice
was
job by the Colts.
Really solid by Perry there. But we got to get these guys at the half, and hopefully Chuck puts these starters back in. I'm not sure I'd put the quarterback back in, but sometimes I think you basically have to hold these guys accountable and say, listen, we're not satisfied with this.
All right, let's go down to Lara Overton and the coach.
Coach, Philadelphia bringing a lot of pressure. What adjustments do you need your guys to make to counteract what they were able to accomplish in the first half?
Yeah, they did a nice job, and we didn't do the job that we should have done, in protecting our quarterback. There's way too much penetration. We're a lot of, second and longs, and we got to do a good job. Guys got to man up. They got to block their guys.
Does that mean we'll see a lot of the starters come out here to start the second half?
That was the plan. We'll go in, make the adjustments, and evaluate where we're at from a health standpoint and see what we want to do.
Thanks so much, Coach.
That's Chuck Pagano with Lara Overton as we come to the close here of the first half. A non-pleasant one for Colts fans and for this Colts football team as they trail the Eagles at halftime 17-3. Our halftime show comes your way next.
Colts preseason football is brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now. And by Kittles and the Colts, your home teams.
Welcome back to Lucas Oil Stadium here in Indianapolis. The Colts trailing at halftime to Philadelphia 17-3 as Indianapolis will be kicking off to start the second half. And Philadelphia receiving, of course. Kenyon Barner is back deep. Pat McAfee will boot the football to start the second half play. And here it comes. And this one high and end over end. Barner about 3 yards deep in the end zone will take it out to the 10. And he gets to the 20 and gets outside. And finally forced out of bounds as he crosses the 30-yard line by Christopher Milton. Cornerback out of Georgia Tech, a rookie. Trying to make this ball club in some fashion. But right now, Indianapolis struggling on both sides of the football to control the line of scrimmage. And right now, that defensive line and the defense in whole needs to take hold of this ball game.
Yeah, they're making, I see the front, Kerr, Perry are still in there. They certainly don't need rest, that's for sure. They need to get better. Now the young linebackers are in there, Morrison and 57, McNary.
Bradford's still the quarterback for Philadelphia. And he throws it out here to the tight end, who makes the nice catch, Trey Burton, as he is tripped up and brought down around the 45-yard line. And it's plenty for a first down.
See, that's the other thing Philadelphia has done in the preseason. They played an entire half last week with their starters. Now they're starting that third quarter with them.
Coach, you said one of the keys for Indianapolis to dealing with Philadelphia's offense tonight was getting pressure on Bradford. The Colts have not done that.
They have not done that at all.
Bradford has had his way. I think he is 13 of 15 in the game from a passing standpoint. And gets rid of this one quickly.
And the other thing I mentioned, if they don't start to play some double zone with these young corners, it's going to be, they're just playing catch. It's 7 on 7, to be honest with you.
Wendell Smallwood made the reception out of the backfield that time for Philadelphia. Picks up 5 yards. Second down and 5 for the Eagles, who have now penetrated Colt territory at the 49. Chris Givens is the wide receiver, top of your screen. Smallwood stays in the backfield. Bradford hands it to Smallwood, and he finds a hole on the left side and pops through it for an easy first down run, getting it near the 40-yard line of Indianapolis. Smallwood may have gotten shaken up on that play. We'll look at it again.
Yeah, Ridgeway just was all over the place. Voided the gap up in there. Sam's just having a good time out there. He's checking, run, pass, and you would have hoped they would have come out of that out of that halftime storming, but this is not that night.
Smallwood went to the sideline. Barnier is back into the ball game for Philadelphia at running back. Smallwood's shaken up in that last play, but it's first down for Philadelphia at the Colts 40. Givens again, top of your screen, is the wide receiver. Bradford this time under center. Fakes the handoff. Goes downfield. And the ball pops up in the air and incomplete. Almost picked off that time. And the man who had his hand on it was Christopher Milton, but he could not hang on to the football.
Good job by Milton. Good battle. Like to see battle right now. That's what you got to see. You got to see some fight. This has been a flat night.
Brent Selleck, the intended receiver, yeah.
Again, no pressure. Little scissors route. Good job. Good job by Milton. That's a way. He just fought for it.
Yep.
Show a little juice here.
2nd and 10. Bradford steps up in the pocket again. Finds Ertz, the big tight end, on the other side, and he picks up about 9 yards as he gets it down near the 32-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and short yardage for Philadelphia. Antonio Morrison on the stop.
And basically the Colts have a lot of backups in there right now. I guess those starters needed a rest after that first half.
Zach Kerr back in the game after sitting out a play. Barnier is the running back. He gets the call, and he's got the first down and then some. All the way down inside the 10, very close to the 5-yard line before he's forced out of bounds by Desmond Southward. And that's way too many yards.
Right on the edge again. See, right on the edge again. Just knocking the heck out of us at the line of scrimmage, and then we can't get anybody up there quick. This is a bit discouraging here tonight.
So the ball now at the 7. 1st and goal for Philadelphia. Bradford on the first series of the second half have them in scoring position. Barnier gets the call, tries the middle this time, and this time there is no place to go.
Yeah, scout.
Really good job by Indianapolis on that play as Hassan Ridgeway, the rookie defensive tackle from Texas, makes the stop.
got to fight your way right down in here. Can't give up. Good job by Ridgeway. Good job by Ridgeway. We need to see more of that.
Second and goal now at the 5. Reed Beckham is the wide receiver left. He's got that size. He throws it out here, however, to the tight end Burton. And Trey Burton goes down immediately as the stop is made out there by Desmond Southward once again. So the Colts do a nice job.
Big down here. As tough as it's been, this would be a big lift here to force the field goal.
We're watching Smallwood being taken to the locker room for Philadelphia, so he was shaken up and has allowed Barner to come back in the ball game and get a couple of big runs. Now it's third down and goal at the 3. Bradford out of the gun, looks to throw it, and wide open. Nobody even close to Trey Burton, who scores the touchdown.
You know, the young linebacker Morrison, I don't know if he got rubbed over there. I think he just got lost into the flat. They had a little bit of a stack there. He's got to take that guy to the flat. He gets lost inside. And that's the problem with the young linebackers. You like them, you like the way they hit sometimes, but this game is a lot about the forward pass.
And Cody Parkey on for the extra point for Philadelphia. Now commanding 23-3 margin. About to be 24, and it is as Parkey knocks it through. A 9-play, 68-yard drive for Philadelphia to start the third quarter of play. And the Philadelphia Eagles have command of this football game as we come back to the kickoff in a moment. And there you have the score, 24-3 now, as Philadelphia has taken a big lead here in the second half of play. As the Citizens Energy scoring recap shows you there on that 9-play, 68-yard drive. Trey Burton had the touchdown catch from Sam Bradford. Jordan Todman now in the ball game for Indianapolis to return this kickoff as Cody Parkey will boot the ball for Philadelphia. And the Colts need to get something going quickly here in the second half as things continue to be a struggle tonight for Indianapolis. Here's Todman. Nice little run there as he gets it up near the 20-yard line before he goes down. Barner, or rather a Denzel Rice, comes up to make the stop for Philadelphia. And we have a timeout on the field as the Colts offense comes back onto the field. We'll bring you that next series in a moment. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly, the HomeLoanExpert.com. Well, a look at tonight's drive chart for Indianapolis, Coach, and it's not pretty.
No, it really isn't. You know, and it basically just validates exactly what our eyes see. You know, one drive and that's it. Now, I do notice here, Don, that Costanzo is back, even though they've made some substitutions. They're leaving him in at left tackle.
Well, Scott Tolzien is on the field as the new quarterback in the game for the Colts, so Andrew Luck is not playing here in the second half. And we'll see where the other moves are made. Here's the handoff, and that is Turbin who gets the carry, and he finds a big hole. And Robert Turbin down the field, and he's going to go for the touchdown, but a flag came down. We'll see exactly what that flag is all about, but it doesn't look good. Robert Turbin with a nice run.
Offense number 15, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That is a killer, and penalties have killed us. But I will say one thing. The silver lining has been Turbin. Turbin has come in here and played really good football.
Philip Dorsett was the guilty party on the hold. There you see it. I didn't see much, but he grabbed his shirt a little bit, and that's enough, I guess.
You know, now here's the difference, and maybe it doesn't matter, but the Philadelphia Eagles have come right back to start the third quarter with their starting front, and we've gone with the second unit. I've never understood that totally. I understand Andrew Luck. I wouldn't test his courage tonight against this team.
Tolzien is in the ball game at quarterback. And he throws it out there. Pickup of about 3 yards maybe on the play as Dorsett makes the catch. Eric Rowe the stop on the play, and now it brings up 2nd down and 5.
Keep it mixed. Throw it quick, enough run to keep him honest in screen.
Dorsett and Moncrief are both split to the near side, so those two starters are still in the ball game.
And that is the starting front for Philadelphia.
Tolzien hands the ball off. Turbin can't go anyplace because he was hog-tied in the backfield by Nolan Carroll. Let's go down to the sideline, a Toyota sideline report with Lara Overton.
And we have a new injury for the Colts offensive line. Jack Mewhort, he has left the game with a knee injury, and he is not expected to return. So, of course, been talking a lot about the problems on the defensive side of the ball with injuries there. Now also affecting the Colts offense. It'll be interesting to see how that changes things for the Colts, Don.
Right now it's 3rd down and 5 for Indianapolis. Tolzien out of the gun this time. Fires it upfield. The catch is made. Nice grab out there. And Dante Moncrief, who's been the most reliable receiver tonight for the Colts, tackled by C.J. Smith for the 1st down.
And that's a good job by Scott. Scott's gotten the ball out twice, got it out quick release, thrown it into a tight window. Good start for him.
Ball at the 35, or at the 30-yard line, my apology. It's 1st and 10 for Indianapolis now. Moncrief, top of your screen. There's the wide out there.
Take a shot.
And here's Tolzien. Fires it out in the flat to Josh Ferguson. Tries to turn around and pick up some extra yards on the play. It's a little bit. Nigel Bradham brings him down for Philadelphia, but it's a solid game.
Nice 5 on 1st down. Now we're looking at 2nd and 5. We're working downhill. Good job by Tolzien again. He wanted to throw the go route, but we couldn't protect the right side. He had to unload.
Quan Bray is in the game as a receiver for Indianapolis now, along with Moncrief and Dorsett. Dorsett will split to the top of your screen. Moncrief to the bottom. And Bray in the slot to the near side.
See, that safety's in the middle. He can't help a corner here. So you've got outside all day long if you have time.
And Tolzien back to throw it. Quick throw, and this one is a little bit off the mark. As Moncrief, the intended receiver, but he turned to the outside. Looked like maybe Tolzien thought he was going to go to the inside.
Yeah, it's a communication on that back fade. Preferably when you see that single high, I would like to take the shot on the fade and get him stretched out, then work underneath. And they're not even hiding it. Now you're going to see split safeties here on 3rd down.
All 3 wide receivers to the near side this time, including Bray. And Ferguson kind of splits off as a slot receiver to the right. And Philadelphia brings the house. Throw over the middle, incomplete. Deflected up in the air to the ground for the incomplete pass. Flag is down, however. And we'll see what that's about. Ron Brooks had coverage on that last play.
Offside, defense number 33. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
And Brooks is the guilty party. So now it'll be a 1st down for Indianapolis.
Yeah, see, that's silly by him. But we'll take it. That flag's our best friend.
So Indianapolis gets a 1st down via the penalty. And the ball at the 40-yard line. And Tolzien's got the team running a little bit here.
He is. He's hanging in there good. He's hanging in there. A lot of starters still in there for the Eagles.
Turbin, the running back, carries this one over the middle for 2 or 3 as Marcus Smith makes the tackle for Philadelphia.
I like it when they stay in the double width because then you can read where that safety is in the pre-snap. When they get in the slot, it gets a little muddy.
Eric Swope came to the sideline. Shout out Rod Chudzinski, the offensive coordinator for Indianapolis. Got Tolzien working here in the 3rd quarter, and thus far it's been solid. And the throw down for Dorsett behind him, and incomplete. So it'll bring up 2nd down.
That was the same play that Andrew hit to Moncrief on the 1st series. They're getting out in that trips formation and trying to run that slot right down the seam.
So it's 3rd down now. 3rd and 7.
We're not shaking that press very well tonight. They're getting up in our mess kit and hanging on pretty good.
Same 3 wide receivers.
They're coming off that weak side right now, Fergie.
And Tolzien fires this one to Dorsett, makes the catch, breaks the tackle, down to the 40, still going, got great speed, and he is put down inside the 20-yard line, and a really solid tackle by Brooks, but not before the Colts get their biggest play of the night.
That's right. Now we've actually had 2 explosive plays. One call back. Tolzien's trying to get up there quick and get after him.
And they do line up very quickly here. Turbin is the running back along with Tolzien in the backfield. He kind of directs traffic there. Dorsett the wide out to the near side. Bray and Moncrief to the far. Jack Doyle, the tight end, to the right. Here's the handoff. Robert Turbin takes it right up inside. Nice 3-yard pickup on the play.
The one thing I really like about Turbin, and I've seen it all summer, is he is a physical player. He'll block on blitzes. He'll take it north and south. He's not going to make a lot of guys miss, but he brings physicality. This team needs physicality. They are really struggling in terms of toughness in the first 3 games.
So Scott Tolzien. Tolzien, my apology. For some reason I got Tolzien on the brain here. Flag in the air. Not just the Colts having problems.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 77. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Destiny Bayou is the man guilty for Philadelphia, rookie out of Washington. Doyle comes to the sideline, as does Chester Rogers, who hasn't seen much playing time tonight. Scott Tolzien moving, my apology, Tolzien.
Well, if he throws a touchdown pass, we'll remember that. That's what I used to tell him. If you do something good, I'll remember it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I remember it, and I'm just screwing it up. Here's the handoff to Turbin. And Robert Turbin, and a nice run again. Takes it up inside the 5 before he is put down. He took 2 or 3 tacklers with him as he did so.
The good thing, that, as I said before, the good thing here is this is one tough guy. I mean, we need more tough guys. I think he's really helped himself this summer. You know, I can't see anybody being that 2 behind besides him.
So the ball now at the 5. 1st and goal for the Colts. Tolzien awaits the snap. Robert Turbin. And flags come out before the ball's ever snapped.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 61. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Stefan Wisniewski is the guilty party.
They've got some of their Vitalis guys in there that they're struggling with that encroachment.
Wisniewski, a 6th-year player out of Penn State. So Tolzien now will set him up under center. Turbin the running back. 1st and goal at the 3. Little throw, a fade route, and it's picked off. Mark Anthony makes the interception on the fade throw as Nolan Carroll well, we're going to take it one more look here as a pick negates the Colts touchdown. That was Nolan Carroll on the defensive play.
Here's when things are going bad. This is a run call. The quarterback audibles to the fade, but he never gets it. He never even runs the route. Watch Moncrief. He doesn't run the route. He's blocking. That's the spirit of the night right there.
It surely is. No question about it. Philadelphia takes over the football. New quarterback in the game, Chase Daniel in there. Flag comes down immediately. We'll see what that's all about.
Holding, offense number 78, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Darrell Green, rookie out of San Diego State, called for the penalty on Philadelphia. So the ball moved all the way back to the 10, and it'll be 1st and 20. I think most of the Philadelphia starters are out of the ball game now, Coach.
Yep, they've gone definitely to their backup groups, but they played them a healthy almost 3 quarters.
Yes, they did.
And that's normally what you want in that third preseason game.
Chris Pantelli is the tight end who just made that catch for Philadelphia. And they'll pick up 5 that they lost, but it's still going to be 2nd and long, 2nd and 15. Kurt Magid is the man who made the stop for the Colts, rookie out of Tennessee. He's had some good practice time here in the fall.
Yeah. You're just looking for one of those guys on the edge, just one to surface and show you that he can rush the passer. There's just been nothing all summer. We talk about aggressiveness, but it's all been rhetoric so far.
Barner's back in the game at the running back spot, and here's the throw made and the catch nicely made by Paul Turner, but then he was taken to the ground hard by Antonio Morrison.
When Antonio knows what he's doing, he does it with intent.
Antonio Morrison, a very physical linebacker, puts Philadelphia in a 3rd down and 12 now. Chase Daniel, the 8th-year rookie out of Missouri, picked up as a free agent from Kansas City.
Let's bring the heat just once.
Here it comes.
There it is.
There's the throw out there, and that catch made by Chris Pantelli, and he's brought down by Morrison once again. So the Colts do a nice job on this defensive series.
What they do is they overload the right side. They force Philadelphia to turn protect, and the edge rusher's right there. You know, you'd like to maybe use that in that first half when you got your good guys in there.
Donnie Jones is now in to punt the ball for Philadelphia.
Donnie's had a night off tonight.
He has. This is his first punt.
There it is.
Block. A block punt, and it's recovered. Well, it's still on the ground. It doesn't look like anybody got control until now in the end zone. Colts think they've got it and a touchdown, and they do.
Great job. We got to play. Got to play. Somebody made a play.
Jordan Todman, running back, 4th-year player out of UConn, and he comes in and does the job, and Josh McNary got the block. We'll look at it one more time.
Excellent timing by McNary.
And then there's a scramble. Todman initially had it. He ends up with it at the end.
That's a way.
But they were fighting all over the place there to get it, and Jordan Todman came up with it. And McNary, of course, got the block, and now the Colts will go for the extra point. And Adam Vinatieri is on. So something positive happens here in the 3rd period.
Very much so. Well, we played with more juice in the 3rd quarter. I mean, Tolzien does a good job and then, blows it in the red zone with miscommunication. These kids played a good series there on defense. Morrison showed you some toughness.
Well, they're challenging something here, Coach. The official running over to take a look. My assumption is they're challenging the touchdown. Whether Todman ever had control of it or whatever the case, if he recovers it in the end zone, it's a touchdown. Granted, he'd lost it for a moment, but then he did recover it, or at least he came out with a football. So it is being challenged. There you see Chuck Pagano, who hasn't had a lot of things to smile about here tonight. And there you see Josh McNary, who had the block. We'll find out what happens here in a moment. Well, the Indianapolis Colts and Anthem Angels have teamed up to honor those who are making a difference off the field. And we need your help in finding these hometown heroes. Just go to www.colts.com/Anthem Angels to nominate someone you know who is helping others in our community. We will recognize a different Anthem Angel at each home game this season. Your big playmaker may be one of them.
Well, it's a real scrum down there, but
take another look at it here.
I mean, Todman's still in bounds. I don't know what you would be challenging here.
I mean, they're looking to see who's got possession of the football. I just don't think there's any question. There's no way to overturn it because you can't see anything that happens negatively. I think Todman just won the fight inside there, Coach.
I do too. Excellent block by McNary. McNary's been a guy that's flashed here in the preseason. Had a good week last week, and that's a big play right there.
Here comes the official to tell us exactly what the challenge was and what it's all about.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
you didn't. Oh, they were looking to see if he was out of bounds.
But he never was.
No.
He never was. And that's exactly what I look for also.
So Jordan Todman comes up with a football on the recovery in the end zone. You see it one more time there.
Yeah. Their player goes out of bounds.
Right. Jordan Todman did not, and that's a touchdown for Indianapolis. And Adam Vinatieri adds the extra point, and the Colts have put 10 on the scoreboard here. That makes it 12. I apologize. It is now 24-12. Indianapolis on top. 1:36 to go here in the quarter.
We might have a tight fourth quarter again before it's all over.
You got to look at it from the positive here, Coach.
Oh, absolutely.
Indianapolis actually gets something going here in the third period. Tolzien does a nice job at quarterback. They get it down inside, and hey,
we were in the little Bighorn Valley. We're fighting our way out of it.
Exactly. Well, Colts fans, buy 4 and score. Buy any 4 qualifying Cooper tires from participating Cooper dealers and score a voucher for 2 free Colts tickets.
And what you're looking for now is individuals. You're looking for individuals who can make plays, who you want to work into the game. That's what you're out there to show me now.
Kenyon Barner is back deep to receive. Also back there is Paul Turner. I thought the score was wrong, but they put it on the scoreboard, so I was going by that. 24-10 is actually the score of this football game. Everybody's having problems tonight. Here's the boot. End over end. Barner in the end zone. This time he'll put the knee down. They'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. We're going to keep it here. And right now with the score 24-10, let's go down to the sideline for a Toyota sideline report from Lara Overton.
And I have with me Colts wide receiver T.Y. Hilton. We had a bit of a momentum swing right there. How excited were you for Jordan Todman to make that play?
Oh, very excited. You know, he's a guy that's been working so hard. You know, just see him out there go score another touchdown, you know, it means a lot.
You guys had to make some adjustments as best you can. Can you kind of paraphrase what the message was at halftime in the locker room?
Oh, just stop beating ourselves. You know, we keep driving the ball and then we get a penalty. We drive the ball, get another penalty. So the main thing was stop making penalties, stop beating ourselves, and just go out there and have fun.
They were putting a lot of pressure on that offensive line. Luck was really scrambling, trying to make some plays happen. How were you guys able to make the best of what you were able to out there?
I would just start putting more guys in the box, letting them help Andrew out, help the O-line out, you know, chip them if we got to, and just go out there and continue making plays, just start with the penalties.
And some good plays from your guy, Dante Moncrief, as well.
Oh, yeah, you know, just seeing him go out there and work hard, you know, make a couple of plays. You know, he's doing good, him and Phil, and so we should be fine.
Thanks so much, T.Y.
All right, thank you.
Byron Marshall just made a nice run for Philadelphia as they pick up a first down on about a 12-yard gain or 11-yard gain. We'll make it at the 36-yard line. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for Philly. Chase Daniel is the quarterback in the contest. Marshall, a rookie running back out of Oregon. And Daniel goes to the air this time. Catch made out on the sideline by Reuben Randall, a wide receiver, fifth-year man out of LSU, a free agent from the New York Giants. Frankie Williams over to make the stop on the play. Williams, of course, a rookie out of Purdue. Had an outstanding career at Purdue for the Boilermakers. Our spotter is a Boilermaker. They give Tommy some love here tonight. Throw down here. Once again, the catch made by Randall. And he's brought down after picking up the first down by Milton.
See, they're just playing catch on the outside, playing that quarters coverage all day long, which basically puts the corner one-on-one to the outside. And you know, you got guys like Randall that have been around. They're gonna take these guys to school.
So we have come to the end of the third quarter here at Lucas Oil Stadium. There you see Joe Philbin talking to the offensive line. And the Colts on the scoreboard here in the third, 24-10. They trail Philadelphia with 15 minutes of football left tonight. It's now time for the Big Mac sack of the game, brought to you by McDonald's. And this one, Coach, turned in by Nate Irving.
Yeah, this was just great timing. They ran an A-gap blitz. Nate had great timing on it. Just timed it, hit that line of scrimmage just as that ball was snapped, and beat him to the punch.
And that was the Big Mac sack with the Colts. Sack each one. Get a free Big Mac tomorrow when you buy one at a regular price.
And that is the first and only sack in the first half this preseason.
So right now, Philadelphia with the football at the 49-yard line of the Eagles, 1st and 10. Chase Daniels, the quarterback. And lets it fly, and the catch is made. Right there.
And again, absolutely no pressure. So you're putting a lot of pressure on that back end. That's a deep corner route. I mean, that takes time to throw.
And Paul Turner made the catch. Frankie Williams on the stop. But the first down is picked up to the 33-yard line. And again, Philadelphia working deep into Colt territory.
And you were hoping that Bates and Margette would make a difference here as young kids. They're on the edge. They have all night to do it.
1st and 10 Eagles. Daniel hands the ball off, this time to Byron Marshall, and Marshall carries the ball just across the 30-yard line where Majid makes the tackle for the Indianapolis Colts. And let's see where they spot it. Put it down to the 29. He's second down, gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Daniels once again in the gun. And he flings it downfield. Going for Turner once again. This time he overthrew him. And the pass incomplete. So it'll bring up 3rd down for the Eagles back on the 29-yard line in Indianapolis territory.
Let's get that aggressive defense. Let's see a little pressure here.
The Colts definitely had a little more electricity to them
they
here
sure
in the
have.
3rd and 4th quarter.
Now they're walked up in that A-gap. I believe they're coming here.
Daniel is in an empty backfield.
No, they dropped out.
And a throw over the middle. Good defensive play that time by the Colts. Frankie Williams was involved. You're right, Coach.
Frank has been involved in a lot of plays. I think Frank actually would have a chance if he was allowed just to play in the nickel, in the slot. I'm not sure he can handle an outside receiver in this league, but he's done a good job when he's inside.
And it's going to bring up a field goal try by Philadelphia as Caleb Sturgis comes into the ball game. This will come from 47 yards out. Here comes the kick. And it has got the distance, and it is perfect. So Philadelphia adds 3 to their total. It's now 27-10. We have 13 minutes and 26 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. And we'll be back in a moment. It's time for the Special Teams Player of the Game, presented to you by your Central Indiana Honda dealers and CentralIndianaHondaDealers.com. And that player tonight, Coach, is Jordan Todman.
Jordan has certainly helped himself on special teams. That was a fine play. And right along with him, if you had a 1A tonight, it would be McNary. McNary blocked the kick, and on that last third down, it was a good play by Frankie. McNary was all over it as well. So I think he's really helped himself the last 2 weeks.
Todman with a fumble recovery for a touchdown and a 20-yard return as special teams tonight. That was the Central Indiana Honda Dealers Special Teams Player of the Game. Visit them at CentralIndianaHondaDealers.com. Troy Williams is back deep in the end zone for the Colts. And this one bounces down to the end zone. He'll put the knee down and he'll come out to the 25-yard line. And that's where Indianapolis will take over 1st and 10 to see if they can get something going here in the 4th period as well, as they continue to trail 27-10. Colts fans, Wick Sugar Cream Pies are now available at Lucas Oil Stadium. Be sure you pick up your own 4-inch Wick's pie today. Right now, Scott Tolzien back on the field at quarterback for Indianapolis, hoping to get a drive started here as the Colts trail 27-10 with 13:26 to go in this contest. Colts had a struggled first half. Have picked up a little something here in the 3rd quarter and would like to do the same in the 4th. Handoff goes to Todman, who carries it out to the 25-yard line and basically gets it back to the line of scrimmage for a 2nd down and 10. And let's go down to the sideline and Larry Overton.
And also Trent Cole with me here on the sidelines. The guys in the booth were commenting that you guys really came out with some fire in the 2nd half. What were the key adjustments for the defense in the halftime?
You know, you always, when it comes to halftime, it's time to adjust, and you know, we got different looks and stuff, and you know, this is time to make some adjustments, and you know, like I said, it's a preseason game, and you know, that's what we come here to play, is get some looks, make some adjustments, you know, and get ready for the next preseason game. And just like I said, this is preseason, more games just to learn, you know, learn your team, and you know what I'm saying, the guys that can be put together to you know, to make this thing go.
Trent, thanks so much. Obviously an important game for you facing your old team, so we'll come back with more action coming up after the break. Also check out this injury report on the field.
There you see the score, 2nd down and 9 with the 4th quarter just underway. Colts have a 2nd down and 9. Scott Tolzien has a man in motion. And going deep downfield for Chester Rogers, and he can't quite pull it in. Nice defensive play by Eric Rowe, got a hand in there.
Yeah, but that's the idea. You know, when you get that press coverage with single high, I mean, you got to take your shot. You'd like to see Rogers maybe come back a little bit for the ball, but you got to take it. Then you'll loosen him up. Then you'll be able to throw underneath.
Tavon Smith, Quan Bray were the other wide receivers on that play. We've got 3rd down now and 9 for Indianapolis. Todman is the running back to the left of Tolzien. Scott takes the snap. Has some time, throws it out here, and the ball is caught out here by Chase Kaufman, big tight end out of Missouri, 7th-year player in the NFL. C.J. Smith makes the stop of the play, but the Colts not even close to picking up a 1st down in this one.
No, that's the Eagles play 3rd and long, played a little bit double zone, kept everything in front. 2 deep coverage, force the ball in front of the corners, make the tackle.
Kenyon Barner is back deep to receive this Pat McAfee punt.
6-man solid. 6-man solid. Set.
Oh, and Pat almost got hit. And the catch made by Barner. He's going to try and run it upfield, gets it on the sideline, weaves his way off the course all the way across the 40-yard line before he's brought down. Nice return by Barner, who's making an impression here tonight. And we'll be back with Philadelphia's possession when we return. Colts fans, be sure to visit the Bud Light tailgate tent across the street just north of the stadium for pregame fun and $3 Bud Lights. Make the Bud Light tent your place before the game. Well, Philadelphia in possession of the football after a nice return by Kenyon Barner on the Pat McAfee punt. And right now, Philly has the ball at their own 43-yard line, 1st and 10. Chase Daniels continues to work at quarterback for the Eagles. Byron Marshall back in the game at running back now for Philadelphia. Pressure comes and a little screen pass to Marshall. And he pulls up and gets it across on a nice run there across the 45-yard line. Before he goes down, they're going to actually spot him at the 45.
This is a nice little screen pass. And this is a really good tackle here. Excellent tackle by Darby. Really good tackle. Again, you're looking for individual efforts now here for the bottom of that roster.
Eldon Darby made that stop, as you pointed out, Coach, and now it's first and 10 at the 45. Daniel hands this ball off. Marshall trying to carry it upfield. Picks up 2 or 3. And it'll be second down and 7.
Just a little draw play right there with the pull. An excellent fit by McNary. I think McNary's had a really, really good summer. And he'll be a core special teams guy coming up against Detroit.
Second down. Chase Daniel in the gun. Marshall in the backfield with him. Gets away from the pressure. And nice throw out here in the flat to Paul Turner, who makes another nice catch for a first down. Or actually Caleb Jones is the man who made the grab.
Yeah, again, the big thing is he's had a lot of time. They're in press coverage. That's Darius White. Pushes him off. Good play. Darius has had his problems the last 2 weeks.
So the ball resting at the 20-yard line, first and 10. Philadelphia moving once again. Byron Marshall is the backfield with Chase Daniel. Daniel, yep, there's a flag that comes down. That's probably going to be a hold against Philadelphia as Daniel goes to the sideline and heads out of bounds. Instead of sliding, he tried to put the shoulder down. He could have got hurt.
Daniel's a stocky little guy out of Missouri that basically was at Kansas City with Peterson.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense.
They say he'll be a backup into perpetuity.
Number 78, punishing a player on the ground. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So a bad penalty for Philadelphia and called on Darrell Green. We'll take a look here. Oh yeah, there it is. He's a rookie out of San Diego State.
Here comes Chase on the sidelines. He wasn't sure what to do there.
Looked like he was going to try and use his shoulder, but then he all of a sudden kind of took it away.
He doesn't want to mess up that clipboard arm because that's what he's going to be doing when Wentz comes back.
So it is first and 10, or first, my apology, first and 25, back at the 35. And here is Marshall. Pretty good little run there, but the Colts just trying to contain at this point. Lee Hightower makes the stop of the play for Indianapolis.
This is a little quick trap. Again, they trap 67. Good tackle by Hightower and Darby have been tough kids in there. They will tackle.
Ball resting at the 28-yard line. Second down and 18. Wide receiver at the bottom of your screen is Caleb Jones. Got a catch in this drive earlier for a first down. Daniel flings it toward the end zone. Boy, he's got a man wide open, and that was David Watford, who beat the defense on that play.
Darius's nightmare continues.
Darius White.
Yeah. It's a double move. It's a shake and go. He runs it down there. Darius bites on the shake.
I see you, boy.
And Daniels has been around a long time. He's actually a very good backup type guy. The thing with them, they're going to be quarterback rich when they get Wentz back ready to go. Because Bradford would not necessarily play against teams that'll let him throw all night. If you do what we did tonight, Bradford will be a Pro Bowler. You get after him, it'll change.
Yeah, Carson Wentz is not able to play right now with an injury as the kick is up and no good. How about that? Missed by Cody Parkey. So the Eagles lead is now 33-10 with 8:57 left. It's now time to review a great route courtesy of Allegiant Air. And tonight, Andrew Luck and Dante Moncrief will come.
Yeah, they really do. It was a really good play. Could have got us off and running. Moncrief down the seam, and Andrew throws it perfectly up there for him. Just really threaded the needle.
And what a catch by Moncrief. That was a one-arm grab there, Coach.
What it tells you, Don, is we've got to fix this protection. Andrew will kill you if you give him a chance. We can't get him beat up like we did tonight. We just can't do it.
Trey Williams is the deep man for Indianapolis on the return, and he gets caught right around the 11-yard line and put down there by Jalen Mills. Well, that great route was presented by Allegiant Air with 9 nonstop flight destinations from Indy. Get the best travel deals only at Allegiant.com.
We've seen some real kickoffs tonight, but you know nobody's getting back to the 25s. I think they may have to rethink that thing unless it's pooched.
Stephen Morris is the new quarterback for Indianapolis as he comes into the ball game, the first-year player out of Miami, and also in is Mikhail McKay as a wide receiver. And Jordan Todman is now in at running back. Here's the throw upfield. McKay makes the catch. A flag comes down as he does so. We may have a pass interference call here against Philadelphia.
Yeah, they was holding him all.
Pass interference, defense number 35. Penalties declined, correction, penalties accepted, automatic first down.
Yeah, Denzel Rice is the guilty party, and so of course Indianapolis gets the automatic first down at the 19-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 Indianapolis. Time for the Citizens Energy scoring recap. You see it there on the drive by Philadelphia. Watford, the man who made the touchdown for the Eagles. Stephen Morris on at quarterback for Indianapolis. And looking good to go deep this time to McHale. He makes the catch. It's a perfect throw and grab by McKay. Mikhail McKay, a wide receiver rookie out of Cincinnati, and that was a great throw by Morris.
Great job by McKay, first of all, on the go route. And this is what I like about Morris. He just makes it look so easy. He has such a fine arm. There's so much to like about him.
So a great play by the Colts there, and now the ball resting at the 32 of Philadelphia. Chester Rogers and Tavon Smith are split to the high side, and McKay to the low. And Morris goes to work this time, going for Tobin. Another flag.
Helmet. Yeah, helmet.
Helmet to helmet contact.
Well, it's it's undefensible, or what do you call it, on the receiver.
Yep.
when he's defenseless.
Stephen Tulloch is the guilty party, it appears.
Defenseless receiver.
Yep, the officials are discussing it. A lot of nodding, yes. But it's taken a while.
2 fouls on the play. Holding, defense number 95. That penalty's declined. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 95. Excuse me, number 95. Automatic first down.
Michael Kendricks is the guilty party for Philadelphia. And so it's an automatic first down for Indianapolis. Oh my goodness, yes.
Late.
That was actually Stephen Tulloch who was the guilty party.
Who they just brought over from Detroit.
Yeah, so Tulloch actually committed the penalty. Kendricks was the cover man on the play. But right now, Indianapolis has a first down inside the 20-yard line. And Morris goes to work again. And how about this? Chase Kaufman with a catch inside the 5. And the Colts have another first down.
Good job. That kid just operates so smoothly. Quick release. Quick release out into the flat. Play action. He sees him out there, gets it out there quick.
Kaufman with a nice catch as well. And so the Colts are knocking at the door at the 2. 1st and goal for Indianapolis. Todman is the running back. Already has 1 touchdown on a fumble recovery in the end zone. He tries to take it in on the run and just stops short of the goal line. Just didn't quite get it in. Take another look at it.
Little toss crack. Great pursuit inside out.
Eric Rowe had the coverage, or Jalen Mills
made
helped
the
out.
tackle.
Yep.
Good job. Got to get it in here, guys. Come on, finish this off.
Ball at the 1 yard line, 7:14, clock running, fourth quarter. Rodgers and McKay to the far side. Hand off to Todman. Todman fights his way to the end zone but doesn't get it in. The officials running up there indicate that he did not. So it's going to be third down. Nope.
Not enough movement.
Nope, didn't get it across.
I think he got it here with second effort.
And how about this? Jordan Todman does this time.
Second effort there.
And a nice job by Indianapolis. Good second effort by Jordan Todman once again. And Todman has his second touchdown of the night.
Actually, this is Morris right there on the sneak.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
You're right,
and they quick snapped it on you, but it was a really good move because he was jammed up at the point, and then he slid off to the left side. I'll tell you what, I've liked his summer, Don. I really have.
No question, he has been. Every time you see him, he impresses you.
He impresses you, and he does things so easy, and that's such an important thing.
Kick on its way from Vinatieri, and he missed it. A lot of things going wrong here tonight, George.
Well, yeah.
When your reliables do things like that, you know it's not your night.
It's not your night. Here it is. He's jammed up to the right, but he has the presence to bump it over to the bubble and get the ball out.
They quick snapped it, and that's the reason I didn't pick it up, because I was actually looking down at something else. There you see the Citizens Energy scoring recap.
You know, with all the injuries, unfortunately, you know, they may not be able to keep him on that 53. Hopefully they can get him through. I think he really has a future. I swear to you, I do.
I don't disagree at all. I think the young man has been very, very solid each and every time he's been on the field.
You know, I mean, you know, you forget he's the third leading passer in the history of the Miami Hurricanes. I mean, there's been some pretty good guys down there. I mean, that's not Joe Palukaville over there now.
Right. Yeah, that's very impressive. He's just done a great job. There's no doubt about it. Kenyon Barter is the man deep for Philadelphia. Pat McAfee, 33-16 on the scoreboard. And Pat booms this one. It bounces in the end zone, and they're going to let it bounce out of the end zone. Barnier will not feel it. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25. You know, when it comes to football, we're part of your team. Meijer has everything you need for Colts tailgating, including Indianapolis favorites like Team Apparel and Lucky Horseshoes. Meijer, your home store advantage.
You know what you'd really like to see down here in these last few minutes? We've watched these young kids, I'm talking about the young kids, play on defense, and really other than Morrison, we really haven't gotten to play from anyone. We haven't gotten to play from anyone.
First and 10, Philadelphia at their own 25. And that's Byron Marshall carrying the pigskin for maybe a yard and a half on the play. Coach, I want to bring something up here. It's not a football related thing in the sense of the game tonight, but it does involve the Colts organization. And that's the fact that when these tornadoes hit Kokomo here this week, the first thing you hear is Mr. Irsay and the Colts organization talking about, we're getting people up there. We're going to have players going up there to make sure that these people know that we're thinking about them. And it's a phenomenal thing that this organization does in times of trouble.
It really is. This organization has been first class forever. They're Johnny on the spot at all times. It's very impressive. And some of the individual guys too. I see McAfee's going to do a benefit for them. I mean, it's just first class from Jim Irsay all the way down to the bottom.
People affected by severe weather and other disasters need help now. So to support those impacted by disasters like the tornadoes that hit Indiana this past week, text Red Cross to 90999 to give $10 to American Red Cross Disaster Relief. Third down now for Philadelphia. And the handoff to Marshall inside. Carries it out near the first down marker at the 35, but I don't think he quite got it there.
I think we got him short here.
Take another look at it here. Pretty good blocking up front by Philadelphia initially, but very nice job there.
And a pretty good take on by Morrison there. Actually, the kid is not the biggest guy in the world, but he takes people on. And those two young safeties do tackle. That's Hightower.
Hightower, yeah. Did a nice job there. Chester Rogers is the deep man now for Indianapolis as the Colts do stop Philadelphia. So 4th down, punt coming. Punt on its way from Donnie Jones. Catch made by Rogers. And he turns it upfield. Flags all over the place as Rogers has another big one. Looks like maybe negated by penalty flags.
But every game he shows you something as well. You know, he shows you, and you know, the Colts stretched for good reason. They stretched their wide receivers through 3 quarters, so he didn't have the opportunity. Next week will be his opportunity.
Quentin Gauze was involved
During
in
the
the
turn,
tackle.
there are 2 fouls on the receiving team. Illegal blindside block, defense number 92, that penalty's declined. Illegal block in the back, receiving team number 6. Half the distance to goal, first down.
Yeah, Kurt Majette and Danny Anthrop were the 2 guilty parties for the Colts. And so
that looked like the United Nations out there. There were so many flags.
It did, you're right. And so the penalty flags will move the football back inside the 15.
Well, I look forward to watching Morris operate. I just like to see him. He's got some pretty good young receivers in there if they just will give him a little time.
Ball's at the 13-yard line of Indianapolis. 4:28 left in this ball game. Philadelphia in control, however, 33-16. Stephen Morris back on at quarterback. Continuing to impress with his performances, as he does so again tonight. That one thrown a little bit low for the intended receiver, Conrad Rulin. 3rd-year player out of Stanford, tight end. Stephen Tulloch on the coverage there, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Tavon Smith heads to the near sideline with Chester Rogers in the slot. Trey Williams is in the backfield with Stephen Morris. Wants to get rid of it and tried a little screen pass or a dump pass out there. It looked like to Williams. Two-face Trey Williams out of the backfield, and incomplete pass. Broken up that time by Destiny Vial. Well, 3rd down conversions are brought to you by Huntington Bank. Welcome to the bank that's passionate about doing the right thing. Huntington, the official bank of the Colts. Well, that's one statistic that doesn't look all that bad tonight. 5 out of 11.
Here you're going to get a cover too, I think. Trying to keep the ball in front.
3rd down.
Nope.
And Morris going downfield. And Tavon Smith was the intended receiver, but the ball was thrown wide. So an unproductive series this time for Indianapolis, and that will force Pat McAfee back onto the field.
We've had a little pressure off that left side. I don't want that to happen here. Let's keep McAfee clean here on protection.
Yeah, that last punt that he had was almost blocked.
Almost blocked.
And he had one blocked in the first game this year. But Barner back deep. Kenyon Barner had himself a good ball game tonight. Kind of an end-over-end job coming from McAfee. Barner takes it in at about the 39-yard line, tries to move it upfield, gets it across the 45, and he'll be down right around the 47. And that's where Philadelphia will take over. So things slowing down here as we come to the near of the end of this ball game tonight. The Colts 1-1 coming in. Both games the same score. They won one 19-18, lost one 19-18 to the Ravens last week. Tonight, not so much.
No.
Eagles have controlled this football game.
No, this is going to have to be a wake-up call. They're going to have to look at themselves in the eye and say, this is not good enough. And you still got a little time. You got a little time.
Chase Daniel still the quarterback for Philadelphia. Byron Marshall is the running back. And there's not any place to go this time as he stopped pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Several Colts involved in the tackle that time, and the man Sterling Bailey was on the bottom of the pile. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Of course, their cut down time comes this week, Coach. The first cut for the Colts down to 75 on Tuesday. So there are guys that will not be with this football team after tonight.
And normally that's not a tough cut, but Don, with all the injuries they have on defense, that's a little dicier cut than normal.
You're right, because they don't have a single corner that's healthy, do they?
I mean, and Butler comes in, he's in there for one series, and he's out. So, like I said, it's been a busload of undrafted free agents. To their credit, they play hard, but it is what it is.
Delvin Simmons was involved in that last tackle for Indianapolis.
The real troubling aspect of it to me is that you're going to get those secondary guys back, but we have generated literally no pressure all summer.
3rd down and 9 for Philadelphia. Daniel awaits the snap. Here we go. And tried a little screen pass out there, and it was overthrown. So that brings up 4th down. And that'll bring up a punting situation for Philadelphia. Chester Rogers back in the ball game to return once again. Donnie Jones back in to do the punting. Veteran southpaw kicker.
I had him at St. Louis. He's actually, after McAfee, he's probably right there knocking on the door next. He's very, very good.
And he boots this one. And he kicks it strong and into the end zone.
Reminds me of a name out of the past, Ronnie Stark. You know,
Ron
he was
Stark,
one of the
yeah.
best. I think Ron was drafted 3rd by us back then, and ended up he could kick it.
There was no doubt about it. One of the best in Colts history. There you see the important NFL dates and the roster cut on August the 30th to 75, and then of course the final roster cut to 53 players on the 3rd of September. That reminds everybody that the Colts have one more preseason game remaining. That will be with Cincinnati next Saturday night. Here's Stephen Morris downfield, and Tavon Smith makes a great grab at the 40-yard line and gets back up again. And how about that? They got a 1st down inside the 35-yard line.
I'll tell you what, we've gotten our money's worth in the last 2 minutes of the first 3 preseason games.
Randall Evans made the tackle after the play was over with, but Tavon Smith with a terrific catch. And how about Morris? Another long throw for a big gainer.
He's just so all his movements are easy. Never looks like he's frenetic.
Smith is at the top of your screen as the wide receiver. And here's a throw right over the middle this time. And the Colts pick up good yardage on the play once again. This time, Stephen Tulloch makes the stop. Indianapolis driving here late in the ball game as they continue to trail Philadelphia. And now Indianapolis with Stephen Morris at the controls at quarterback. Throws the ball right up over the middle, and a nice catch made. Terrific grab that time by Conrad Rulin. 3rd-year tight end out of Stanford. Nick Perry had the coverage defensively for Philadelphia. But Indianapolis moving the ball under the guidance of Stephen Morris, the 1st-year player out of Miami. Continues to throw it well. This time he overthrows his man Rulin, but he was under pressure that time. Had to get rid of it, and so it'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 10 at the 17-yard line. Danny Anthrop in the ball game now.
You can move him too. You know, he's thrown pretty well on the run here. one of those West Coast sprints to your right. Got a lot of field over here. Get him out of harm's way. Okay, spread.
And here's the snap. Morris throws this ball. He goes to Anthrop, who picks himself up off the ground and carries it inside the 10-yard line as Nick Perry makes the stop for Philadelphia. And quick timeout called there. Stop the clock. Chuck Pagano pacing the sideline. We'll take a second look here at the catch made by Anthrop, who has the presence of mind to get up very quickly. Good job by Danny.
Good job by Danny. Yep.
So the Colts now have the ball at the 9-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about 2. And
this is the one spot where McKay has been good in practice because he's got height. Well, they're not going to do it from this tight. Let's say widen him out now. That's fade area right out there. Fade slant. No.
McKay and Anthrop are wide left. Here's a throw out from the backfield, and that's Trey Williams, who sprints away from the defender and puts it in the end zone.
And that guy has been elusive. He doesn't get the ball very much, but when he does get it, he makes people miss.
We'll take a second look at it here as Trey Williams comes up with the catch and then the nice run as he eludes the tackler, shakes him off, and just takes it in the end zone.
Good job.
So Indianapolis getting some fireworks here in the second half, scoring-wise.
Finishing on a positive note.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because it was not very positive at all in the first half.
No. Varsity struggled tonight.
And Adam Vinatieri on to kick the extra point. On its way and through the uprights, and the Colts have put 7 more on the scoreboard to pull within 10 points. Here's another look here.
Yeah, this is a bunch route, just a little flat out of the bunch, one-on-one. And Good is not a bad football player, 52. He's played some ball for Philadelphia. Good move by Williams.
Now, time now for the Citizens Energy scoring recap. There you see Trey Williams celebrating. Stephen Morris giving him a big hug. As you see an 8 or a 6 play drive, 80 yards in that 6 plays in just 59 seconds, Coach. That's pretty impressive stuff.
Really is.
Set up by that first throw to Tavon Smith.
Well, I will say this. Stephen Morris has a lot of good tape in his resume this summer.
And, he's a guy that, people, if they look at that tape, are going to be impressed. And if the Colts would like to get him on the practice squad, it might be tough.
It might be tough. And I was kind of alluding to that before.
You just say that because he has to clear waivers to get to the practice squad. Here's the kick. And out of the end zone, Varner catches the football and puts the knee down, so it'll be brought out to the 25, and that's where Philadelphia will take over with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Well, let's take a look here at the Indianapolis Colts regular season schedule to start things out. The first 8 ball games this year, they start at home against the Detroit Lions, Coach, on September 11th. And right now, you can go down the list and look at the ball games, but there's no bigger game than that first one.
That's right. Number 1, the first 7 games, okay, basically the Broncos are a top football team, as is the Texans, but all those other ones are winnable. It's very important to get off to a great start in those first 7. Because the back half of the season is loaded. But if you can build momentum, by mid-season, then everything can change. Your whole perspective changes.
Yeah, there's no question about it. There's the last 8 ball games, Coach, and that's a tough schedule. You got the Packers, the Steelers, the Jets, Texans.
I looked at it before, and in the first 7 games, you have 2 teams with power ratings in the top 16. When you go to the back 9, you have 7. So it's tilted differently. The thing that you mentioned about Morris too that's difficult is because of all these injuries, that 53, you're not going to have any luxury players on this team. Matter of fact, you're going to have to release some guys that would normally be your 51, 52 guys to protect yourself at a position.
Well, there's no question. Tonight, the Colts beaten by a Philadelphia Eagles team that was certainly the better team in the first half. No question about that. And that's disappointing for Chuck Pagano and his staff, no doubt. And they've got to go back to the drawing board to some degree. But you're not going to get it fixed in next week's ball game, because nobody's going to play in that ball game from a starter perspective. And I say nobody, that's an exaggeration, but not many who have starting ability will be in that ball
There's
game.
no question about it. But what you've done here tonight, this is the first time you've played a real NFL. The Ravens didn't even bring their varsity edge guys last week. So you played a really, what I think is going to be a top flight defense and a pretty solid offense that was 12th last year. So you basically established the baseline tonight. Now, this is not how you wanted it, as you said, Don. This is not what you wanted tonight. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but at the same time, make it a wake-up call. Only thing's important is 15 days in Detroit. That's what you worry about.
So the final score here tonight is 33-23. The Philadelphia Eagles defeat the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts have one more preseason game remaining. It comes next Saturday in Cincinnati. Back with final thoughts after this.